Dear children, welcome all of you to the online class of biology. So, we are going to start the new unit, that is unit 3, the cell structure and function. In that, we are going to start the 8th chapter, cell, the unit of life. In the 7th chapter, that is in the structural organization of animals, I have taught you the tissues, different kinds of animal tissues, isn't it? Like epithelial tissues, connective tissues, muscular tissues, and nervous tissues. So, from that chapter, only that topic is included for this year, okay, by the CBSE. So, you need to study only that topic, okay. So, in that cockroach, earthworm, then what, frog, all this morphology, anatomy, all this were there, but you need not to study this for now, okay. So we will continue continue with the 8th chapter, that is cell, the unit of life. And for your examination, I told you already, that is you will be studying up to this, that is here animal cells and plant cells, okay, difference is given. So up to there you have to study. So this much will be coming for, okay, for your examination. Cell membrane onwards we will study in the next, after the examination we will study, okay. Or you have to study only up to here, that is the difference between animal cell and plant cell is given there. So up to here, okay, difference you have to learn, okay. So we have studied about tissues, isn't it, in the last chapter, and I have told you tissues are a group of cells having same structure and function, okay. So what do you mean by a cell? Cell is the structural and functional unit of all organisms, isn't it? So cell we can define like this: the structural and functional unit, okay, of a living organism is called what? The cell, okay. And there are unicellular organisms. They are capable of what? Independent existence, and they can do the essential functions of life, okay. So cell in itself is what? A self, what, a self sufficient unit, and that kind of units they aggregate together to form what? The organisms, okay. And cell was first observed by Robert Hooke. You have studied that in ninth class, isn't it? He observed what? The honeycomb like structures in the cork cells. And then living cells was observed. Living cells were observed first by Anton von Leeuwenhoek, okay. He had observed a living cell. Then later on, Robert Brown, he found what? The nucleus. He discovered the nucleus. So microscope and other machines or other type of instruments that revealed or that help to understand the details of a cell. So you have studied about cell theory also, isn't it? So what do you mean by cell theory? In ninth class you have studied that all organisms are made up of cells, and cells can arise from the pre-existing cells. So there are different scientists like what? Matthias Schleiden. Okay, Schleiden was a botanist. Botanist means what? The person who studies about the plants, okay. The scientist or botany means what? The branch of biology which deals with the study of plants. So botanist, a German botanist was there known as Matthias Schleiden, and he observed what? Large number of plants, and he found out that all these plants are made up of different kinds of cells, and the cells are forming different tissues, okay. And around the same time, another scientist known as Theodor Schwann, okay, he was a zoologist, and he studied different types of animals, and he found out that what, in the plant cells or animals are also made up of cells, okay. And the outermost layer of the animal cell is what? A membrane, that is plasma membrane. And on the other hand, plant cells are having a additional layer that is known as cell wall. So Schwann also proposed the hypothesis that the bodies of animals and plants are made up of cells and products of cells. And these two findings they concluded and formulated the cell theory. So the cell theory explains what? All living organisms are composed of cells and products of the cells. But at that time, no one noticed about how the cells are formed. So for this, another scientist known as Rudolf Virchow. Okay, so Rudolf Virchow, he he has stated that the cells can originate only from the pre-existing cells. Okay, and he modified the cell theory. He modified the cell theory as all living organisms are composed of cells and products of cells, and all cells arise from pre-existing cells only. Understood? So these were the what findings of Rudolf Virchow, and he modified the cell theory. Understood now? So cell theory says what? All living organisms are composed of cells and products of cells, and it was proposed by Schwann, and Schleiden also what given his statement that all the plants are made up of cells. Okay, then this theory proposed by this Schleiden and Schwann was modified by whom? Rudolf Virchow, adding that the cells can form only from the pre-existing cells. Is it clear? So let's see an overall view of a cell. So you would have studied about animal cell, plant cell, eukaryotic cell, prokaryotic cell, like this different types or differences you would have studied. Isn't it? In 9th class you have studied this. So if you see the outermost boundary of a plant cell, you can see what? The cell wall. Okay, cell wall will be there, and just within that cell wall you can see the cell membrane. So do plants have cell membrane? Yes, they are having cell membrane. In addition to that, they are having cell wall also. Okay, but you can see that the outermost or delimiting membrane of an animal cell is what? Plasma membrane. Okay, and then you can see what? A cytoplasm inside the plasma membrane, and that contains, or you can say, protoplasm or cytoplasm. What is the difference between protoplasm and cytoplasm? Protoplasm means cytoplasm plus nucleus. Okay, so the part of a cell between the nuclear membrane and the cell membrane, or with, you can say, protoplasm without what? The nucleus is called what? Cytoplasm. Understood? So cytoplasm plus nucleus is what? Protoplasm. Okay, so in the nucleus you can see what? The chromosomes, and I have told you in 9th class, that is, chromosomes will be appearing only just before the cell undergoes division. Before that, it will be just seen as a thread-like or as a mass of thread-like structure known as chromonymata, okay, or chromatin fibers. And this chromosomes will be formed just before the cell is going to be divided. Okay, at that time what happened? This chromatin network, they condense to form chromosomes. So chromosomes or chromatin network contains what? DNA. Understood? And do you remember the difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells? Eukaryotic cells will have a definite nucleus, okay, but prokaryotic cells will not have, and other cell organelles are also absent in where? Prokaryotic cells. But in eukaryotic cells, along with nucleus, you can see a number of organelles, distinct structures which are having different functions distributed in the cytoplasm. Okay, so in eukaryotic cells, you can see what? Organelles, distributed in the cytoplasm along with what? Nucleus. Okay, and in prokaryotic cells, you can see one cell organelle, that is what? Ribosomes. Okay, they are found both in eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells. Okay, and not only in the cytoplasm, they are also found in certain organelles like what? Chloroplast and mitochondria, and on RER, rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, so within the cell, ribosomes are found where all? In cytoplasm attached to the ER. Okay, then inside the inside the chloroplast and in the mitochondria. Is it clear? Then in animal cell, you can see another organelle that is not found in plant cells, that is centriole. Okay, what it is? Centriole. Centriole is what? The organelle that is found only in animal cells and not in plant cells. Okay, and you can see that the size, shape, activities, all this differs, okay, from cell to cell. And you can see mycoplasmas are the smallest cells. Okay, smallest cells are what? Mycoplasmas, and you can see that 0.3 μm is the length of them. Okay, and bacteria are what can be that can be having, or that they can have the length 3 to 5 μm. Okay, and the largest cell found is what? The egg cell of an ostrich. Okay, ostrich egg is the biggest cell, and nerve cells are the longest cells. Okay, so according to the function they have to do in the body, they are divided or differentiated into different shapes. Okay, so you can see what these all are cells, okay, with different shapes and size according to the, or they are modified to do or perform different functions in the body. Okay, then next we have to study about the prokaryotic cell. And according to the functions they have to do in the body, they are of different types, I told. Okay, so there are polygonal type, columnar, cuboid, thread-like, irregular, like this different kinds of cells are there in the body. Okay, and we have to start now what it is? Prokaryotic cell. Okay, so prokaryotic cell, what is the definition of prokaryotic cell? They include what? Bacteria, blue-green algae, mycoplasma and PPLO, pleuropneumonia-like organisms. And the cell size is smaller than the eukaryotic cells, and they don't have what? The nucleus and membrane-bound organelles. Okay, so you would have studied about Monera, kingdom Monera, we have studied that. Okay, there are what? The major groups of this were prokaryotes, and they include and the major organisms coming under this was what? Bacteria, and we have studied different types of bacteria on the basis of their cell shapes, isn't it? Rod like bacillus, spherical like coccus, and coma shaped vibrio. Okay, and spirillum is what? Spiral shaped. Okay, even though there are different kinds of prokaryotes, okay, they will all have a basic fundamental structure. So they will have a cell wall which surrounds the cell membrane, and then they will have a cytoplasm. Okay, so I am telling about the structure of a prokaryotic cell, okay, or structure of a bacteria. Okay, so almost other means organisms like what? Mycoplasma, or what? The PPLO, blue-green algae, all this are having some basic structure. That includes what? A cell will be there with the outermost boundary as the cell wall. Okay, then you can see which is that covers the cell membrane. Then there will be a cytoplasm. Okay, there won't be any nucleus. So where you can find the DNA, they'll be scattered in the cytoplasm. Understood? So they'll be scattered in the cytoplasm, and the region okay, where you can find the DNA, is known as nucleoid. Okay, so nucleoid is the region where you can find, or you can see that DNA material will be present in a region. That region is not covered by a nuclear membrane, or it is not forming a nucleus, but there is a region where you can find the DNA, and that region is known as nucleoid. Okay, and you can see that the prokaryotic DNA will be single and circular. So if you take human DNA, how many chromosomes are there? In each chromosome, one DNA is there. Okay, so how many chromosomes are there? 23 pairs, means they are found as pairs. But in prokaryotes, there will be a single DNA or single chromosome with a circular DNA. Okay, so that is the speciality of what? Prokaryotic DNA. Is it clear? Then, in addition to this, okay, in addition to this single circular DNA or genomic DNA, you can say, okay, they are having smaller DNA called plasmids. So, plasmids are what? Extra chromosomal DNA, okay, found in the prokaryotes. Is it clear? Understood? Then, so this are what giving some specific characters to the, or phenotypic characters to the bacteria, like what? They by the presence of this, they can get resistant to antibiotics. Okay, and what, like this, they do some different functions in bacteria. Okay, and this plasmids also help in some kind of sexual reproduction. Okay, very primitive type of sexual reproduction is found in bacteria, so for this also plasmids are useful. Okay, and plasmids are also very much useful in biotechnology nowadays. Okay, so in the 12th class you will learn how these plasmids are useful in biotechnology. Okay, then other cell organelles are absent, but they are having what? Certain cell inclusions. Okay, they are having cell inclusions. And another important feature is what? The presence of mesosomes. So mesosomes are the infoldings. Okay, infoldings of the membrane. Okay, the infolding of cell membrane, sorry, plasma membrane or cell membrane. So these are only found in where? Prokaryotes. They are associated with respiration of the bacteria. Okay, so these are what? The structural what structure of a bacteria or a prokaryotic cell, if you consider. Okay, there will be what? The plasma membrane, cell wall. Okay, then you can see that they contains a cytoplasm. In the cytoplasm, nucleus won't be there, but there is a region known as nucleoid where you can find the genetic material. Okay, then the cell organelles, except what is absent? Ribosomes are absent in them. Okay, and you can see that some special type of extra chromosomal DNA known as plasmids. Okay, and then another structure what I told is mesosomes. They are infoldings of plasma membrane. Okay, so let's study about the cell envelope and its modifications. So when you see the cell envelope, you can see that in prokaryotic cells, okay, there will be a chemically complex cell envelope. Okay, they consist of around 3 layers. That is just before means just beyond the cell wall, there is a structure made up of, or a layer made up of glycocalyx. Okay, glycocalyx layer will be there, and that will be followed by cell wall and then cell membrane. So all these are doing different functions, but together they are doing a function of protection. Okay, they protect the cell from different environmental conditions. And this glycocalyx layer will be different in different different types of prokaryotes, and depends upon the way they respond to a particular staining process. okay, procedure developed by a scientist called Graham. Okay, they are of two types because the glycocalyx is made up of different substances in different organisms. What is glycocalyx? The outermost layer, understood, of prokaryote, especially bacteria. Okay, and this glycocalyx is made up of different materials, so they react differently to a staining process. You would have done staining process now when we make a slide of plant cell. We have done the staining process. Likewise, a staining process developed by a scientist known as Graham is known as Gram stain. Okay, Gram staining. So if the bacteria, okay, take up the stain, Gram stain, means after the doing the procedure of Gram staining, if the bacteria retain the purple color of Gram staining, then these kind of bacteria are known as what? Gram positive bacteria. Okay, and the bacteria which loses, they will not take up this Gram staining, are known as what? Gram negative bacteria. So bacteria can be divided into two types. What are they? Gram positive and Gram negative. Gram positive means what? If they take up the Gram stain, and Gram negative means what? If they do not take up the Gram stain. Okay, so you can see that this difference in taking up or not taking up is depends upon the type of compounds they are having in the glycocalyx. Okay, so because of this only it is important, okay, how they will react, how the medicines which we are giving to this bacteria, how it will be effective, all this will be dependent on the type of materials on the outermost layer. Okay, so it is very very important to know whether a given bacteria is Gram positive or Gram negative. Okay, and if the glycocalyx layer is loose sheath, then it is known as slime layer, and in some others they are very thick and tough, okay, and tight, then we can call it as what? Capsule. Okay, understood? The glycocalyx is the outermost layer which is found just beyond the cell wall. Okay, and if it is loose, then it is known as what? Slime layer, and if it is very thick and tight, okay, and tough, then we call it as what? Capsule. And cell wall, what is the function of cell wall? They give shape to the cell, and they give what? Strong structural support from what? The environmental hazards. Okay, so they will not get burst or collapsed because of the presence of cell wall. Plasma membrane, just like any other plasma membrane, they are semi-permeable, and they help in what? The interaction of materials between the cytoplasm and the outside world.